As someone who is new to Tekken, I always thought characters like Panda and Kuma were fan favorites and everybody liked to play them. But then, when I saw the character usage chart, Panda was the least played character in Tekken 8. And I thought, how can nobody want to play this cute, cuddly little panda? Or characters, because Panda and Kuma essentially play the exact same way, but I like pandas more. So, I decided to dedicate an entire week, 7 days, of playing Panda and figuring out why nobody plays this character. I would like to make this a consistent video series, so if there's any characters you guys would like me to make videos on, let me know in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos like this, the best way to support the channel is to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the content from me. So I'm an absolute maniac. The first day I played Panda, I went straight into ranked with zero practice outside the button mashing that I did in the practice waiting room, and I was only using special style. It didn't go well, of course. And it certainly didn't help when I was constantly being matched up against a bunch of Hwoarang mains that were on Wi-Fi. Like, it was miserable. Literally, look at my first match. I wanted to peel my skin off. It's already a pain in the ass to try a block against this character, so imagine that plus bad Wi-Fi and getting that constantly in your matchmaking when you're trying to learn a new character. It was terrible. So, to start out, Hwoarang players were definitely my arch rivals. I tried to play as extra sweaty as I could with little knowledge of my character, and I was limited to using special style. I mean, it was the only way that I could actually have a chance to do combos, so my wins were hit and miss the first day. I was winning enough to get to the bronze ranks, but I definitely was losing a lot more than I wanted to. But that was to be expected, so I wasn't losing any motivation. It actually motivated me more. You see, one of the many things you need to know about me is that I like going into the most challenging environment head on as the first thing, so I can really get used to exactly how things work as my first exposure. This is not just how I am in video games, this is how I am in real life. I didn't want to go into player matches first and play some really easy players. I wanted to go into a mode where I'm going to fight sweats, because you have to ask yourself, are you going to stop playing sweats when you rank up and get better? Absolutely not. So I would want to know how it's like now, so I'm already prepared for when I get better. I'm an Azucena main, and a lot of her normals are really quick, and she is a lot more mobile than Panda, so I really wasn't playing Panda right at first. I thought that if I could do the equivalent of what Azucena does with Panda, then I could get by easy, and I was totally wrong. So I struggled on my first day for sure. By the second day, I was starting to get the hang of the meta way to play Panda and had fully stopped trying to play her like Azucena. I was a lot more patient and I started to get more knowledgeable on Panda's mids and lows, and I actually like that Panda has plenty of reliable mids to use, because I found that a lot of people like to duck in this game and a lot of people like to press buttons, so it was a perfect opportunity for me to start staggering, getting hits, and blowing people up. I was starting to learn what are the reliable moves that I can use on block without getting blown up, and learning when it's safe to use my armor move, because Panda's armor move is unsafe, as well as the important things like what are your reliable punish moves and whiff punish moves. Keep in mind, I am still using special style to get a skeleton level of understanding of how Panda works, and I was making progress. On the third day, I was applying all the things that I told you I was learning about, and I was ranking up in the bronze ranks and occasionally beating people that were 2 ranks higher than me. I was using my Rabid Bear move, which is a heat move where I charge in and it's a mid, and either I am safe when blocked or I hit my opponent and activate heat. And using special style, this is just one button, so it was kinda cheap. But doing this had my opponent guessing. Do they try and block low and bait out a throw so they can whiff punish? Or do they start mashing? And, well, a whole lot of people mashed. So after I bumped into them on block, I noticed that I was blowing up a lot of people with my mids or my throws, or I would just rapid dash into them again. I mean, it's a move where I am plus on block. Do you think that I am not going to keep doing that? So as I started that game plan, I was making a lot more progress and losing a lot less games compared to the first day, but I'm still in the bronze rank, so there's nothing to get too excited about, But by day 3, I was able to get to the Eliminator rank, which is right before the red ranks. So at this point, I knew I was 100% cheesing it. If I have a safe mid, I am 100% abusing it and using it to mix you up, because this is Tekken. If you think this is cheap, well, am I supposed to believe that you're not gonna use your cheap shit and mash your buttons and not respect my moves on hit? So no, I was not going to stop, because I know my opponents were not going to either. Yes, I am still using special style, which some people watching at this point are probably really mad and salty, but fuck you. I want to press buttons with Kung Fu Panda, so leave me the fuck alone. Anyways, since Panda is the least used character in this game, the cheese gameplay style was working probably because there was an unfamiliarity to the character. I was 100% abusing the Salmon Hunter move, which is the low claw move, every time I knocked down my opponent, because people in Tekken sure love to wake up buttons when knocked down, so I made sure they stayed down and learned to respect my pressure. And sometimes, I even wondered if some of the opponents I ran into even knew how to block it or knew if it was a low. And when they kept getting hit by it, I just continued to do it. So the gist of my story for days 4 to 5 was just pure cheese, and lo and behold, I got to the red ranks. Now, instead of retiring from ranked altogether like most Tekken players do when they hit the red ranks, I thought to myself, how much further can I get playing the way I am right now? So I'm in the red ranks now, and I'm ready to climb even further. I play my matches as I normally do, but then I start noticing the cheesiness isn't working the same. I noticed that I was reaching a stalemate in progression. I was winning games and then losing the same amount of games, and sometimes I'd actually drop out of the red rank for a game or two and then pop right back in. It was this day that I realized that playing cheesy and still limiting myself to special style was not really getting me anywhere. People were backdashing on block after my Rabbit Bear move, opponents were baiting it, they were whiff punishing me, doing a great job on their own, making sure that I'm unable to even get up, and really capitalizing on the fact that I am limited in what I can do being in special style controls. I had to tell myself enough is enough. The cheese isn't cutting it anymore. So then I started actually labbing what it is that I'm missing. I know, we're on day 6 and I'm barely doing this. Welcome to Scrub Town. I spent some time learning a lot more high damaging combos, learning when to use the hunting stance and how to mix up your opponent there, better avenues to punish and to get the most value out of, and doing this for around 2 hours. See, a lot of people get really overwhelmed with the amount of moves that you see in every character's move list in Tekken, but one thing that I learned using special style so much is that you don't really need to memorize or have full knowledge of every single thing. You should just focus on what it is that you're actually going to be using that's reliable and the most important. And because the special style kind of does that for you on a baseline level, the work is pretty much halfway done for you, and you sort of know how to operate. So overall, day 6 was me actually labbing the character to be able to get me to the next rank, because day 7 is coming up, and day 7 will be the big test on if I'm up to the challenge and actually play Tekken right. So here we are, the last day of playing Panda without using special style. Okay, well, not really. I still am using it just a bit, but mostly in a transitional way at first. I'll use my launcher in special style, and then I'll turn it off to finish the combo the way I would regularly want to, and then I'll turn it back on if I feel like pressing one button to enable what I want to do, if I feel like it would be easier for me. And just tapping into the different things that I can do outside of special style, I've noticed a significant increase in my results in actually winning games. However, I wasn't perfect. When I tried to force myself to not use special style at first, I wasn't landing everything. I forgot a few moves, I pressed the wrong inputs trying to do another thing. So no, I wasn't getting automatic wins and turned into a Tekken god all of a sudden when I turned off special style. But as I mentioned before, because I had so much experience already on what to look out for and what is the most effective, like whiff punishing, baiting out your opponent, armoring through your opponent and all that jazz, it wasn't too long before I actually started playing well the traditional way. Unless somebody was being an absolute annoying bitch, I definitely switched to special style and started cheesing again because, my god, if you were being an absolute annoying bitch, I was going to be an absolute annoying cheesy bitch myself. But the big question is, did I rank up? Was I able to break the stalemate I was experiencing? The answer is yes, I actually did. I got to not only Shinryu, but I got to the last red rank, Tenryu. I actually did it. And so then I hung it up and didn't play Panda in ranked after that because I sure as hell did not want to lose that rank. So overall, I feel like most of my wins, even as I was climbing, was probably due to unfamiliarity with everybody online. So I kind of question, am I actually skilled at Tekken, or are people just unfamiliar with Tekken and my cheese is just carrying me? Remember, no one plays this character, and so someone who has played Victor 5 million times probably is going to have a better time knowing what to do against Victor than against Panda, who they probably have only seen 3 times in their entire Tekken career. After playing Panda for 7 days, I found that Panda, while pretty easy to play and very beginner friendly, the playstyle with the cute bear just isn't exciting. When deciding who to play in Tekken and there's a roster filled with characters that do so many flashy things, have better strings, have more engaging playstyles, and much better tools within themselves to deal with Tekken 8's egregious mashing meta, Panda just isn't the character to go for right now. You're going to be at a significant disadvantage when playing against the likes of Dragunov, Victor, and Devil Jin, who are just insanely broken. However, if you don't care about that and you just want to hop on Tekken and have fun with a big cuddly panda or a big brown bear, Panda and Kuma are definitely for you. Once in a while, it is fun to tap into the ridiculous side of Tekken and just using a big bear to fight a Wing Chun master or bears fighting amongst themselves. And that's what kept me going. It was just funny having a panda in my game just kick ass in a game that really does kick ass. That's it for today. Remember to leave in the comments below what other characters you guys would like to see next in a video, and if you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like on this video and subscribe so you don't miss content from me. I'll see you guys in the next video.